What's going on, fellow rock and rollers? Peace and love, a thumbs up, and aka Cowabunga and rock and roll. Here we are on a walk through the woods. It's Walk and Talk Wednesday. Today I'm actually walking. Why? Because it is hot out here. Even as I film this first thing in the morning, it's already in the upper 70s and it's not even 7:30 a.m. So it's gonna be another hot one in the mid 90s. Yesterday we just about touched 100 degrees. I think it was like 98 or 99. It was as hot as a boy band yesterday. Get it? 98 degrees. And I got my weighted book bag on, taking a walk today. Tonight I have 2 soccer games. I play in a men's league, indoor soccer, the entire year. It's really great because it doesn't matter if it's 10 degrees outside, if it's 100, we can play. It doesn't matter if we're having a thunderstorm or it's a blizzard. Maybe during a blizzard they won't have it, or a tornado, but we can pretty much play in almost all types of weather because it's inside. So I'm using this as kind of a warm-up to get the legs moving. And this book bag probably weighs 15 pounds. I gotta measure it when I get home just to see. It's pretty heavy. So it's a little bit of a challenge to walk, partial uphill, and then even on flat ground. The reason why I wanted to talk with you today, there's always a little bit of a different theme. And this week's theme is the calm, not before the storm, but the calm in between storms. Because right now that's where we are. It's because life pretty much is a series of things going on. Storms, if you will. Things that don't always go according to plan. Sometimes they do go according to plan for a while and it feels really good. You feel like you're on cruise control. You feel like all is right in the world. And then, boom, something happens that changes your perspective, that humbles you, that kind of puts you in your place and reminds you, oh yeah, life is not perfect. And we have to roll with the punches and try to adapt and pivot and be flexible as much as we can. And to know that this too shall pass and that everything is temporary on this earth. So the calm in between storms is literally and metaphorically where we're at today. Some of you know, last Monday, July 8th, I was in a really bad car accident. I talked about it on Top to the Tempo Tuesday last week. Somebody T-boned my car and the insurance deemed it a total loss. So my car is getting totaled. So right now I'm in between with insurance companies and the hospital because I spent 6 hours in the hospital making sure that my head was okay and that my internal systems were okay. A couple CT scans to make sure I didn't have any internal bleeding or weird stuff happening to my brain because I hit very hard in the car when they hit me. They hit my driver's side, so I'm lucky to have walked out of the car. Honestly, every day is a miracle. And so dealing with insurance companies and the rental car and the auto body group and the hospital, and then I've actually had to call the police a couple times to get police reports, and there's been so much going on. And right now we're kind of in the in-between phase because I've dealt with all of the initial paperwork and things that I need to get squared away, and now it's just about waiting to get a check from insurance for my car because they're totaling it, and then waiting whenever that comes in to then go look for a new car as I continue to drive the rental car. Just so much going on. And last night we had a really big roll of thunderstorms, so taking it literally here. And a lot of really pretty heavy thunderstorms came through, lots of rain, lightning, thunder. And we're supposed to get that later on today too, around 2 or 3 p.m. So right now we're in the calm in between storms, where it's still pretty muggy. Clouds are rolling in again. So what do we do with this time we have in between the craziness? Do we prepare ourselves mentally? Sure. Do we let it ruin our day and get us to an anxiety, stress-filled sort of vibe? Well, I hope not. It's good to prepare, but not to over-prepare in our minds so that it creates negative, destructive thinking, but more a preparation for what to do when you know what hits the fan. And when things start to get a little overwhelming, you just take a deep breath, step away from it, and do what needs to be done. in the moment. So let's keep thinking of that, remind ourselves of that. The calm in between storms. Life is basically a bunch of series of storms, little moments, and sometimes big moments that help keep things in perspective, help us think about things in a different way, and help us really to become a better version of ourselves by staying calm, cool, and collected, to be able to move through these situations with grace, patience, faith, and as much ease as possible, and hopefully as pain-free as possible. So that's what I got for us today. Thanks again for tuning in. Peace and love, a thumbs up, and okay, cowabunga, and rock and roll. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.